Well, hi everybody. It's Jeff and Kim with FEWL, and thank you for joining us tonight. We have a brilliant topic, and the first of a series of topics, actually. What are we speaking about, Kim?
I'm super excited. Tonight we are announcing our new ebook. It's titled The 3 Keys to Faster, Easier Weight Loss. So it's coming soon. It's not available yet, but it will be available for you to download for free off the website. Here it is, Fast, Easy Weight Loss. 3 Keys to Faster, Easier Weight Loss. So tonight, actually, we are going to cover the first of the 3 keys, and we're not going to talk about the other keys tonight, but we will in other videos. So download the ebook when it comes out and stay tuned for the next installments of this topic.
Indeed. We actually have 3 ebooks that are landing very shortly. This is the first. We also have a detox ebook that's dropping. And we have an absolutely amazing cookbook that's also popping onto our website shortly. Should be there within the next 3 to 7 days, so do check in. And as with any of our presentations, we did take a bit of a break because we had so much going on behind the scenes with our website and all this technology and connecting with you, our fantastic clients and folks that we just like to share great messages with. But for joining us this evening, we're offering 20 loyalty reward points, which is an equivalent to 5% off of your next purchase off of either our Shopify or our website. So in order to redeem those, of course, you need to go to our shop, flow through everything, and sign up for the rewards points at that point, and you'll enjoy your 5% off. So thank you again for joining us.
All right, thanks, Jeff. So let's go into the new ebook. We're not going to cover things like what to eat or how to exercise in this book. We really wanted to go a little bit deeper. We wanted to help you understand why most people, number one, don't ever lose all of their weight, and number two, those that do lose it all very rarely keep it off. Jeff and I were actually just talking, I can't remember the exact statistics, but I believe it's about 2% of the people that lose their weight actually keep it off long term. So we wanted to go into why that is, okay?
And that's an older stat because things in the whole world of health and weight loss are changing so rapidly. And we enjoy, of course, a significantly higher rate of success than that. But that's an aggregate number from the traditional weight loss programs like Weight Watchers and Jenny Craig and all those things that, billion-dollar companies that have been preaching calories in versus calories out, eat less, exercise more, which, of course, when you work with FEWL and anybody who is progressive, you realize that's actually not the formula that works, because if it did work, then those companies would be a lot more successful than 2%.
And Americans wouldn't be so overweight.
Correct.
Because it's not for lack of trying. All of us who suffer with a weight problem have been working hard on trying to lose the weight, but why haven't we been very successful? So that's really what this book is all about, is that we're addressing, the not so obvious things that are keeping us overweight. So we want to talk about the fact that, in our opinion, weight loss is really a healing journey. It's a journey of self-discovery, right? It's a side effect of removing the barriers that are inhibiting your health, okay? And the biggest barrier is your thoughts and your beliefs. Those thoughts and beliefs then in turn create your daily habits and patterns, okay? What we do every day creates the body that we live in and the health that we enjoy, or the disease that we suffer from. So first, it's awareness. Awareness is key number one. We want to understand, first and foremost, why we want to lose weight, okay? Being very clear on why you want to lose the weight, it really sets you up for success, and it gives you the necessary motivation to continue your journey when it gets tough. And it does get tough. It is not easy, because to change your body, you have to change your daily thoughts and your daily patterns. And our daily habits around food and around exercise are wired so deeply within us, literally wired into our nervous system, that going against our normal routine is really uncomfortable. And that's the thing. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable as you start to rewire new habits and thoughts and behaviors into your nervous system. So you have to be really clear, and you have to have really clearly defined goals around your whys. Because when those moments of discomfort show up, and they will show up often, you have to be able to go back to why. And your why you want to get there is so important. If you lose sight of that and you're not clearly defining those goals and reviewing those goals regularly, you succumb to the pain and the discomfort, and you tend to go back into your old behaviors. So really clearly defining the why is important. Now, of course, with FEWL, that's part of what we do with our coaching program.
Indeed, and I think that's, well, I know that that's one of the biggest things that makes us so successful. You know, compared to the regular industry of the past, when Kim and I have worked together, and with the results here at FEWL, and with the work that we had done previously at Slimgenics and before, you know, we were seeing results of, 150, 300 times. Those are the bigger competitors. But a big part of it is we understand that there's a journey to go through. And this why be thin versus why be fat or heavy. It really starts with that, but it also relies on a framework, if you will, a structure of a tailored and an ultra-personalized program that's built around what your whys are, and also having not just the accountability, but also the knowledge and the true support of a coach, or of a support system. Somebody who certainly, hi Adair, or certainly somebody who will mentor you through the challenges that you have personally, because your challenges will be different than other people's challenges, whether it's the kinds of foods you like to have or don't like to have, or the patterns that you have, the patterns that you don't have. So for example, without getting too much detail, we know that there's a natural cycle every 6 weeks for people to hit a plateau or a rebound. And we know exactly where and why that is, and it's very predictable. And we also have within the FEWL programs systems and processes to mitigate and preempt those rebounds, to minimize them, and actually even eliminate them, so that your weight loss, if that's what you're looking for, is continual, as opposed to down and then up, and then maybe you don't get motivated and it continues up, or you get off the program. Those are the kind of things, when we understand what your why is, we also learn how to navigate with you around your why.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. One of the things I spend a lot of time with clients as I'm coaching them on a day-to-day basis is helping you shift from why you don't want to be overweight and fat, and versus why you do want to be thin and healthy and feel vibrant, right? There's a really big difference between the two. On the surface, it sounds the same. I don't want to be fat. I do want to be thin. But it's a universal law that you get what you focus on most. So you might not even be aware of the fact that you are constantly focusing on being fat, being overweight, not liking yourself, not liking how you look in the mirror, not liking how you feel. Right? So inevitably, that is going to keep you not liking how you look and not liking how you feel. So if you've been on the roller coaster with this yo-yo dieting up and down, I can pretty much guarantee that you have spent a lot more time thinking about what you don't want, what you don't like about yourself, and how you don't feel good, as opposed to transitioning into this place where you feel good about yourself. I, as a coach, and all of us here at FEWL, really spend a lot of time helping you shift and transition into thinking more about what you do want, thinking more about feeling good. When you have a success, we're going to celebrate that so you can anchor into the feeling of success instead of identifying so much with the feeling of being fat and failing. So we're going to help you spend more time on loving yourself, feeling good, and holding that vision. And that's often why a coach is so important. We can hold the vision for you when you're not feeling it. When you're not feeling the love and you're not feeling thin and healthy and good about yourself, we can hold this vision for you. So this is not an easy thing, right? It's not at all easy. The ebook is going to give you some ideas on how to manage this. But we really like the idea of coaching. That's why we do this. We want to be there with you in this process and give you these tools and help you acquire the skill to stay focused on what you do want. So again, this takes practice, but the important thing here is the topic of this key is awareness, okay? Paying attention to your thoughts and beliefs about your body and about your weight. Just start with paying attention. And as you become more aware of your thoughts and your beliefs, then you can learn to be in charge of them. All right, that was a mouthful.
Totally.
Oh, so this book, again, is going to help you with some ideas on how to do that. The coaches will help you do that. But the big deal is start to pay attention to how you think about your weight and what you think about your health, and understand that your thoughts and beliefs really are a root cause of being overweight. Our next topic is going into root causes even deeper, okay? There's a lot of reasons why you might be overweight. Your thoughts and beliefs are part of that. It's not likely based on simply calories in versus calories burned, right, Jeff?
No, not at all. So, so much of the paradigm of medicine and health is changing. It's changing incredibly rapidly. So rapidly, in fact, that many practitioners are unable to keep up. Now, that said, what's becoming the baseline really is the calories in, calories out. That's 115 years old, 118 years old, out of date. And it's kind of hard sometimes to let go of these old patterns. But what really is picking up is what are the real things? Well, root causes for us come down to 5 things. One is your gut health. Whatever's happening in your gut, the good bacteria, bad bacteria, even the integrity of the tube itself. Those are the things that will affect your motivations, because they change hormones, and your hormones regulate your motivation. So your appetite, your non-appetite, whether you love sweet stuff or you love salt stuff, or even whether you're nice or not, depression, all that kind of stuff is related to gut, which is then related to hormones. So gut health, hormone balance, and those things are related to inflammation. Levels of inflammation around your body also changes those first 2 things. So that's a third root cause. Certainly a fourth one is body toxicity. The chemicals that we are all surrounded, 85,000 plus year-round, there's no possible way anywhere on this planet you can get away from chemicals. It is impossible. And I certainly invite you to download and read the ebook on detox. You can float through, just where chemicals come from in places you didn't even realize and how much they are. But how we actually deal with those and download and get rid of them is the secret to whether you have too much or too little chemical load on your body, which is related to hormone control and fat cell growth and gut health and all the rest of it. So that's a fourth root cause. And the fifth one is not what your genetics are, but what you actually do with your genetics. You either turn them on or you turn them off. And you turn them on, hey JP, you either turn them on or you turn them off with what you do on a daily basis. It's literally like flicking a switch on or off. So if you're heavy and you blame it on your genetics, you are so incorrect. That is a very outdated way of looking at it. Instead, what are you doing on a daily basis which actually turned on those genetics to express as being heavier, or you can turn them off? Those are what root causes are all about. And we touch on them in this particular ebook, but we more so touch on them through the assessments that you can take on our assessment page on the website. Find out which root cause or which combination of root causes you are more impacted by. And in addition to awareness piece number 1, why is it that I want to be thin or not? The other part is, how do we then best affect our program to personalize it to you with regards to your particular root causes and move forward in coaching you with regards to that.
Right, and we talk a lot about this, not just in regards to being overweight, but all of the possible illnesses or diseases that you might be dealing with. These are pretty common root causes that causes distress and disease. So you will be seeing more videos from us on these topics, and we have a lot of blogs and a lot of information on the website already on these topics. So please feel free to search around and see what you can find, and there'll be more to come on these specific topics. So the last piece around awareness, which again is the first key in our 3 keys to faster, easier weight loss, is awareness around possible emotional eating or food addiction. So of course for some of us there is a component of emotional eating and food addiction, which goes a whole lot deeper than just eating a little too much because I'm stressed or overeating once in a while. And I know how this can be so impactful and so devastating because I absolutely suffer from this myself personally, and I've had to work really hard to understand what's driving my eating and my relationship with food. It's been a process I've dealt with my entire life. And now I'm in a place where I feel really in charge of that. And so it's important to understand that using food to deal with or avoid emotions or to numb yourself like any substance would, it's a way to avoid what you're really feeling. It's a really complex issue. There's often, which a lot of people are surprised to hear this, but often specific metabolic or physiological issues that are driving the bus to your emotional eating. So I want to repeat this. There are physical issues that can be a root of your emotional eating. So it's really helpful to work with somebody like us at FEWL, with a functional practitioner or somebody who has experience in this, because we can help you get to the bottom of any metabolic or hormonal imbalances, nutritional imbalances, or even infections that could be driving your cravings and driving the food addiction, causing you to feel really overly emotional and out of control with your eating. So it's very important to be aware if you have an emotional component to eating, if you feel out of control, or if there's a possible food addiction. It is important to address that. But if you can work with a functional coach or a functional practitioner that can help you look a little deeper to see if possibly there, and actually in my opinion likely, that there is a metabolic issue driving that behavior, then you're more likely to be able to resolve that efficiently and move forward and have success with your weight loss and be really in charge of your eating. So.
Indeed, absolutely. I think there's 2 things that you said that I really appreciate. One is the difference between that word functional nutritionist, functional coach, functional medicine physician. Very, very different than any of the other practitioners like dietitians or simply a nutritionist or a physician or even a nurse. If you're working as a certified functional practitioner, typically you've walked the walk. You understand these things because you've gone through them yourselves. But you have also a much more awareness, if I will, around all of these components. It's not simply a mathematical model for people in working with folks. It's more about what are all these different components? What are you doing in your real life? How can we make your real life work for you in order to take care of all these components? Myself, Kim knows this, and sort of maybe a couple of people watching this video, but I literally used to be able to watch, and I would consume a pound of chocolate or more at one sitting. That's a lot of chocolate. But we've spoken about gut health, for example, so I know firsthand what it's like. I didn't know at that time why I was compelled to consume those sugar cravings. It was uncontrollable. Now, of course, in retrospect, we dealt with my gut health, and my gut was compromised. Bad bacteria, possibly parasites, but certainly bad bacteria. And from that, changing how all of my hormone cascades were to driving my behavior. It certainly went towards my mood, more depressed, bad sleeps, all of that above. And I simply wasn't even nice in saying that to the people around me. But of course, now I've fixed my gut health and everything has been completely changed. That's the kind of experience that comes from functional folks, but that's also the kind of experience that we're so proud of our FEWL coaches to play forward in working with you, and we do touch about that in the ebook. Interestingly, though, you can work with us, which we love doing, but we also have do-it-yourself kits. So again, if you pop onto our website and if you navigate to the programs that are applicable to you, and then even to our FEWL shop, we do have 2 kits for weight loss that folks can do on their own. Well supported in terms of supplements that we know work incredibly well for 99% of people who want to lose weight. to help accelerate you in losing weight and make these barriers easier to overcome, but also well supported with PDF materials and such like that too. So you have a couple of options, whether it's connecting with us or maybe wanting to do this on your own.
Right. Well, that's chapter 1 of our new ebook. Oh, we're back.
Sorry, we just lost our internet. This is the table of contents.
I think that's going to be backwards.
Oh, it probably is. That said, this was chapter 1, and we covered 3 pieces of chapter 1 today. In our next Facebook Live, which will happen at the end of next week, we will go into the next chapter, which is around a structured but ultra-personalized plan for you. And then, of course, the third chapter thereafter will be about the support and the community. All of these pieces are actually accelerators. There's a mathematical formula of which piece will give you an accelerator or a predictability to outcome. As Kim said at the very beginning of today, the national average for people losing and keeping weight off is less than 5%. That's the gold standard. It's actually around 2%. We, of course, enjoy, multiples of 10 above that in terms of our success rates, but there are certain accelerators or multipliers along the way to get you there, and those next 2 chapters are each adding multiples of multiplier to that baseline. But thank you so much for joining us. As always, you've shown support for us. We really love referrals. Majority of our business is word of mouth. We have a wonderful referral as well as loyalty program for you to receive rewards for your referrals and your support. And for those folks who attended today, we've got your names here on our screen. So certainly please and do your next purchase. If you sign up for the rewards program, if you haven't already, you'll be rewarded an extra 20 points, which is an equivalent to a 5% discount. But those are added to any of the points that you've already accumulated. So who knows? Those are increasing rewards with all of those points.
Thanks for joining us, and look forward to next week's topic on personalized and structured plan for faster, easier weight loss.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Enjoy the solstice, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.